So I'm doing another video because I am trying to get years and years and years of stuff that I've been holding back, and now it's all coming out. And so one of the topics I want to talk about is twin flames, and it's now getting more and more. Back in 2000 and I think it was 7. Well, I felt like I met my twin flame, and I couldn't explain it. I mean, it wasn't something that I understood. It was more like, okay, looking back on all those extremely strong feelings that I had and where does it lead me? You know, all those clues, I started putting things together, and then I realized that they were all pointing to one direction. It was twin flames, you know. And I had a very hard time trying to get over the twin flame because, like most twin flames, they don't pan out. I mean, maybe some people's do, but mine didn't. And I know another person, a friend of mine, she also met her twin flame, and then it was really the worst thing that ever happened to her. She had so much homework to deal with. She had so many things she had to face, and it was just beyond her capability. But for me, my experience on meeting my twin flame was that it was like I felt. I mean, there were things that people wrote about, and I felt, yeah, that's exactly how I felt. But there was other things that I had that were unique to me that I haven't read about. And one of the things was that I felt when I was in the presence of my twin flame that I was by myself. Like, I didn't feel like there was any other frequency except my own frequency in the vicinity. There was nobody else. Like, sometimes there would be other people. If you hang around them too much, then you feel like they're kind of like in your space and you need to be alone. And with twin flame, you don't feel that way. You just feel like you're by yourself. There's nobody there with you. You're just by yourself, but they're there, you know, there's another person, but they never their energy never clashes with yours and never overtakes yours. It's just almost like you're in your own room, in your own space by yourself. And when that person left, you know, when that person wasn't around, then I felt the same thing. I felt that person never left. I felt that that person was still there. Like, the energy never left me. I just felt like it was just being me, and whether he's there or not, it was still me, you know. And then, but when we're in close proximity, there's also that feeling of, I felt like my body was compulsing, like there was just compulsing, like it's just like going vibrating just by itself. Like, I didn't feel like there was somebody else there with me, but I just felt like it was doing this on its own. It was almost like there was then I read about that, you know, and how two of the same frequencies put together kind of vibrates the other, you know, you kind of vibrate each other to the point of destroying whatever that is encompassing. For example, if you were to, you know, they made weapons out of this where they know the frequency of a bridge, like, for example, and they would shoot that frequency in a gun, aim it at the bridge, and once you have calibrated the frequency of the bridge and you shot that frequency to the bridge itself, the laser or that frequency would basically start to vibrate the bridge until the bridge collapsed. That was a weapon that they made, you know. So this is also what the twin flame frequency does. It's kind of vibrates until you start to bring out all that stuff inside of you, you know, whatever it is, it's inside of you, and it maximizes it, whether it's good or bad. It just blows it out of proportion. Like, you can stand, there's a saying that you can stand with whatever they're, like, let's say your twin flame is doing from somebody else, but you couldn't stand it with their twin flame because it was so powerful, and something so little would bother, you know, the heck out of you or something, you know. It would be extreme. It would be magnified. And so you had to deal with a lot of like, whoa, like, wow, this is amazing, or wow, that's just, like, I couldn't, there's just so much, you couldn't take it. And so, for me, after it's all done with, I started to question my sanity, and I started to think, like, is this real? Or am I doing this in my head? And I started to ask, like, God for advice. Like, give me some clue of what I'm going through. And then He gave me a movie called The Dark Crystal, in which it's basically talking about twin flames in that movie as well, and saving the world. And I'm like, okay, am I making this up? Is it chicken or the egg, or the egg or the chicken? And am I making this up? Am I thinking the thought and manifesting what I want to see? And so I kept going in circles with this, and it was driving me nuts. And I started to question my sanity, and I had a hard time. Like, I had taken so many years to try to go back to normal, to go back to just being happy with who I am and where I am, instead of saying, okay, well, was I supposed to be with the twin flame, or was I supposed to not be with the twin flame? I had to come back to my center, and I think it taught me this one thing. It taught me that wherever I am is where I need to be, and wherever that is, or whoever that's with, and that's because I need to be there. And that every moment is precious, because every moment changes. It will never come back. And if I'm still stuck in whatever 1954, whatever the day that I am stuck in, then I'm never in the now. And if I'm never in the now, then all of these years that I've been living would have been wasted. And all these wonderful gifts and these wonderful events that would happen, they would all just be missed, I would not have been here. I would have been stuck back there. And I think that's one of the big things that twin flames have to teach us, is how do we appreciate today? How do we appreciate now? How do we appreciate what we've got while we've got it? Whatever form that comes in. I mean, twin flame, wonderful, and maybe, perhaps, there is a certain type of twin flame energy that travels beyond just one person. Perhaps it's not just a physicality, and perhaps it's an energeticality, where it travels from person to person, and when you're ready, that twin flame will come through, maybe from another person who you don't know, you don't know that. So don't give any boxes. Don't kind of box yourself into, this is it, this is the possibility, okay, and that's all that could happen, and then you kind of miss the rest of your life. So don't do that to yourself, because you have so much. Once you perhaps shut off this one door, the whole world opens up. You're like, whoa, I haven't seen this, and this world existed before and after, but I missed it. So don't do it to yourself. And know that you are always in the right place, always at the right time, and always with the right people, whether you believe it or not. And even when you're making mistakes, those are the mistakes that you got to make. And it's so relieving, And you just kind of, with that thought, you just kind of rest into your body. You settle into your body, and you just kind of like let out a big. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for allowing me to share. I love you all very much. Have a wonderful and miraculous day. Bye.